We're going to call to order the Effingham County Board of Commissioners meeting, March 6, 2018. It is 5:03 p.m. I'm going to ask Jamie Deloach if he will lead an invocation, and then we can remain standing after that have an introduction for guests who can listen to pledge.
Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, please be with us tonight and help us do your will. Thank you for everyone that's come and joined us this evening. And please be with all our board leaders during this time. And in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I'm going to ask Steph if she introduce a special guest.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman and board members. Tonight we have Mallory Morgan, who is an active 4-H member and is in the 12th grade at South Effingham High School. She serves as the Effingham 4-H Vice President of Community Outreach. In her role, she is responsible for planning service projects within our community. She is also involved in many 4-H activities on the county, district, and state level. Mallory recently attended State 4-H Congress in Atlanta and mastered in the History Project. Congratulations, Mallory.
We're pleased to have you tonight. You can lead us in a pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. It's always good to have young people who are active in their school and in the community come and see a little bit of what goes on here. We won't get upset if you decide you want to leave early, but we won't keep too long. It's good to see your leadership. Thank you. Consideration of a resolution to approve the agenda. Can you have it before you? Have a motion?
Before you approve the agenda, you have an amended agenda. Each of you have a copy.
Okay.
Under the consent agenda, it lists under number 2, consideration for approval to renew stamps.com. We approved that at our last meeting, so we do not need to approve it again. It was an oversight in removing it from the agenda. So the only item under consent is going to be consent number 1 for the approval.
Okay, 1% item now.
Yes.
Very good. So we have one item removed from the agenda, item number 2.
Yeah.
Have a motion to accept the agenda for the remove item number 2 in the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Loper. Second by Mr. Deloach to approve the agenda with removal of item number 2 in the consent agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And we have an agenda. Consideration to approve the minutes of the February 20, 2018 regular commissioner meeting. I have read those minutes and Steph and I have connected on those. Made one little small correction on the vote. Other than that, I found an accurate reading of the business of last meeting. Do you have a motion?
Make a motion to approve with that correction. Let's start from
Second.
Motion by Mr. Kiefer, second by Mr. Deloach. To approve the minutes with the correction. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And that is, once again, I want to welcome our guests and all the other public that's here tonight. Appreciate you being a part of our local government. It's always good to have the public here participating. Documents for this meeting are located in the clerk's office and the Board of Commissioners website. I hope everyone's had a chance to go through and look at that and prepare to engage tonight at the appropriate time. If you should have a comment on an agenda item, we would ask that you hold it to the agenda item and keep your comments to 2 or 3 minutes so that everyone will have a chance that might want to participate in the process tonight. We'll welcome you again. With that, we'll move into our agenda items. Our consent agenda, consideration to approve to review a mutual aid agreement with the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. Got a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Mr. Deloach, second Mr. Loper to approve the consent agenda as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And it is approved. In old business, we have a tabled item. Old business number 1, consideration to approve a resolution and service agreement authorizing, approving, and directing the employment of certain law firm to represent Effingham County in potential litigation against contributors of the opioid addiction crisis. So I'll open that discussion.
I talked to a lot of people about that, and everybody I've talked to, they don't think the county needs to be tied up in this litigation.
This is under a class action type thing, is that correct?
Correct.
So it would be just us alone.
That's correct.
Just joining them.
You have some thoughts that recommendations for this commission?
I mean, it's one of those things that I guess if you turn on the TV or look at the internet, you're going to see there's a crisis in this country with opioids. And a lot of counties and cities all across the nation are filing these suits to try to recover expenses that occur on a daily basis at the county level, city level, and dealing with opioids. So I recognize there's a problem, but I understand maybe the hesitance, being hesitant to join, a class action lawsuit to try to recover for damages. Understand that, so,
Question, would we not have to, if we join in this lawsuit, I'm not sure I'm in favor of it either, Mr. Local, but if we join into it, would we not have to eventually show the cost and the damage to us, which might be really time consuming for staff? Or it's not going to be something we just sit back and
Right. Eventually, it would have a cost to us to
to participate in that. And I'm not sure how we're going to be able to recognize those costs and produce them without taking a lot of staff time, besides the fact getting into some kind of litigation.
And I would say this, just my first response toward litigation, is I think to avoid it, period. Do it as a last resort, and I do recognize as well as a problem across the country. But I don't know that we even have enough information that I'd like to have to feel comfortable in joining in.
Is there a time limit as to when we can join the suit? Or
There's not a time limit per se. And again, it would be outside counsel, I wish they were here to answer some of these questions, but it's going to be those that, I guess, join at the beginning, they may get a bigger slice of the pie when it gets down to it. Sit back and wait approach may lessen the amount that's available at the end of the day. That would be my thoughts on that.
But should we see a problem happen in the county in 6 months, could we revisit this?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Might not make as much money in the long run or something, but yeah.
Yeah, I think
What
we
you're
should
saying,
know if the class is going to be, if there's going to be a deadline to join the class, that's what we have to be aware of.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe if we could follow up with that, and move along, there seems to be a change in the opinions. Does anybody else want to tell me that we should?
I believe in the case. I believe it's valid, and I believe the taxpayers had to put the bill, but I'm fine waiting.
I mean, it's not comparative tonight, I don't know what type of calls we've had, if we've had a problem in the county yet. I just know I hear every day.
We've certainly had incidents. I'm aware of one person that overdosed, in that direction, but I don't think we have a pervasive problem, but I do think in general it's a huge
Oh,
problem.
yeah, it costs a nation, but I wonder if it's not more of a legislative fix, because a lot of times litigation costs are going to be put onto the people who legitimately need the painkillers and so forth, but it's going to be passed on to somebody.
This is similar to the tobacco litigation, I believe.
Yeah.
So, every record or manufacturer.
So,
Have to spend, somebody will have to spend time getting all the information, turn into it to get it, so it's going to take a lot of that also. That's in you.
I think we're going to
discuss that with you, I think.
Right. We're going to need to talk with our sheriff, see how we can support, improving the opioid issue that we're having in our county. But I'm not sure the answer lies in the student. With that, do I have a motion, or it can die for lack of motion? It's not a motion.
We can make a motion to deny it at this time.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Jones to deny, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Loper to deny joining in this lawsuit. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, no. Nothing changes with the 6 months or so.
I'm going to step down to accuse myself in this next
All
one.
right, very good, thank you, Mr. Loper. Mr. Loper is recusing himself on number 1 of new business. contract, consideration to approve a contract for the extraction of timber for 2018 digest, and testimony and appeal on matters. Yes.
Hi. This is a contract with a certified forester to extract timber from 2017 sales, for us to use that extraction with the sale to come up with a raw land value to test our schedules. It's in rules and regulations and in the code sections that we shall extract timber. In the past, we've had some staff in the office that, got some information. We used timber reports to extract what we could, but a lot of times they hadn't cut it and the timber is still there. We also, should the opportunity arise in these, especially maybe large timber tracts, we think more of the Plum Creeks and the Warehouser and Rayonier that own property in the land in the county that tend to go to court. This forester would testify on our behalf as to the value of the timber that's been extracted to further prove that our land values are okay. So we put the bid out. I went in and I sent out 8 invitations to bid. They were all Effingham County foresters. We had 2 replies. The Board of Assessors met with the replies that we received. And on January the 24th, we awarded the bid to Alan Ziegler, and he is in the process of working on it now. So
I've got a couple of questions, one about the timber extraction, one is about the process.
Okay.
Is that, how many, I mean, commission, is that the process that, should the bids follow our process to be through our purchasing agent?
We've never done that before. Yeah.
Just a point of question to me.
Yeah. I mean, the Board of Assessors are appointed by you. Once they are appointed by you, they are a independent board away from you. The only thing that we follow you on is the budget, because you budget the money. And so I guess this would fall in that area. The only other 2 contracts that we have is for personal property reviews and printing of our assessment notices and reporting forms.
So since you've already done it.
Yeah, we've already done it. We don't have time
I'm sorry.
to
For
wait.
some reason, we didn't know to approve it, then you got to find another way to fit out your budget, like, basically.
Well, I budgeted for it. I just
Right.
didn't budget enough, but whenever I went through the process, I always check my budget to make sure that I have money and, I have the money there. And I also contacted finance before we went into all of this, and they also told me that the money was there. So it was budgeted. It's just enough money was not budgeted for that. And there was no question in that during the budget process on what this was for, or I would have told you at that time.
Yeah, now, my question is not about you watching, but you do a good job with that, and I appreciate that. It was just as a point of clarity for me, because I would like to see the processes go through, not restrict the board, just so that we can be certain that you follow the bidding process, it sounds like, just so we can be certain that all departments and constitutional officers are following processes and controls that are set in place. That was just one question.
I repeat this, and I spoke with the county administrator. You give us the regulations and the rules you want us to follow, and we will do it. But, other than that, we don't have anything that specifies when you get ready to do this, you need to go in this direction because of the way we operate. So tell me and I'll do it, but I don't know to do it if I don't know about it.
I'm sure you
Okay.
follow what you could. And we got a finance director who's going to help us with policies in the future. I just thought I'd raise that question. And then there's some questions about the actual work that he's doing. Is this just for extracted timber only?
This extraction.
To see if it's actually cut?
Right. If you look in the rules and regulations in 5601110.09, and it's written out of 4857.5, it says you shall extract timber. It doesn't say you can do it if you want to. You shall do this. So what we've done in the past, and we could do it. I mean, we've been trained and we could do it because we're, we wouldn't be as accurate as the forester. And when we went to court, I'm not certified in that area, so
You're not independent in a sense, so.
the bid was $13,000, and his bid was $100 per diem.
That's what I was wondering. I thought you said there was some that was actually cut.
It's not hard, we're not talking about harvest.
Some is, if it's harvested, we have that, but every sale that occurs does not have the timber harvested off of it.
I got you. So using those sales determine the timber value. And then how do you put it to the land? Is it fair market value of the land?
We look at the sale and we extract that timber value, and then we apply that land to our current schedule. And if it meets the 40% range that we operate under, then we know that our schedule that we have in place is doing what it's supposed to do, and then we apply it to everybody in the county.
So we're assuring ourselves the land that's left is still at fair market value. Now I'll envision, you know, here, $50,000 for this, our timber's 40, the land has a value of 10.
Right. Well, those, you know, that's when we have the opportunity, and we're in that process now, and I know y'all get it from the Department of Audits every year where they go out and do the ratio study on the county, and it has to do with the money that's given to the Board of Education for the, is it QBE funding? And if the range is 36 to 44. If our ratio comes in under 38, all of the public utilities that return value in the county only pay on whatever that ratio is. So we strive to keep that ratio up above 38 and kind of below 42, even though the range is 36 to 44. So that we get all the funding and grant opportunities, you know, that we possibly can. But this is just to go and do what the code section says we shall do. I spent a week in Athens back in November and went through this class, and you know, they even taught us the old way where you can tell how tall a tree is by yardstick, and you know, we can't be doing that. But you know, this is $13,000 to go to court with us, and his per diem for testifying is $100 per case. The other bid that was given was a little lower, but his per diem was $1,000 per case. So, you know, that was the difference in why the board went, because we know from past experiences, you know, you have to give depositions, you have to appear in court, and you may have to give depositions to both sides, and, you know, it can be a long, costly project. And
Have we had several of those?
we had one back in 2009, but Bryan County and Ware County has just gone through, and I know Bryan County finally settled theirs after 4 years, and it was $4 or $5 million. And I don't know what the attorney fees were. So this is just as money spent to keep from spending more money in the future.
And you said the land is kept at 40% value.
Yeah.
And that means it's a fair market value.
Yeah, and this is everything. Our large acre schedule starts at 25 acres, and everything under 25 acres, we still have to apply this timber extraction to it, and also commercial land, because if we extract the timber value from a large commercial tract that's sold and come up with a value, you know, that's going to even more prove our case that even though we don't know where it's going, they hadn't changed the use of it, we know that the price that they've got on the land is way beyond what residential and agricultural costs are.
I thought it looked smart from when I first saw it. I mean, we want it to be as accurate in the first place as possible. And then we want to be able to support what we've done. It sounds like this is the best way to go to do that.
And you know, the code section says to do it, and it's been my experience, if they tell us to do something a certain way and we do it, we get a lot further down the road than if we'd have tried to invent a way that we want to do
Very
it.
good. Thank you so much, Dennis.
Okay.
Any questions or discussion?
Mr. Chairman, if I can interject just a little bit here. Ms. Bevel and I spoke about this issue and the processes, okay? And my expectations on what we're going to do moving forward versus what we've done in the past. And this is, as she said, this is in law, it's something that she has to do. However, procedurally, I think we're going to handle this a little bit different in the future. We have a professional purchasing agent that does bids, that we can get these out and document all the bids. Furthermore, Procedurally, the Board of Equalization is an advisory board. It cannot contract outside of this board, nor can Ms. Bevel. Therefore, the approving contracts prior to board approval is really not how we want to operate procedurally. And
Sure.
moving
That's
forward,
fine.
we're going to have a better line of communication. I'm new, and we're working out our kinks in that. But moving forward, these contracts will be bid, and you will have options on those bids to approve or not approve moving forward.
Well, ultimately, say just there was some terminology wrong in the contract, we're the ones that will be sued over in that.
Well, I had the county attorney write up the contract, so I didn't do that myself.
I understand.
So, and just for a point of record and for the minute's sake, it's not the Board of Equalization, it's the Board of Tax Assessors. The Board of Equalization is appointed by the grand jury, and they don't have a budget. The Superior Court Clerk operates their budget. Just so that we're correct on which board we're talking about.
Okay. All right, we can look at procedures, appreciate it, thank you so much.
Yeah.
No question, discussion, no motion?
Make a motion to approve alternative one.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Deloach to approve alternative one, second by Mrs. Jones. All in favor say aye. All opposed no. Any carries?
Thank you very much, and please call me if you have any questions.
Appreciate you.
We're budgeting now, and we're working on the consolidation.
Right. We'll move that Mr. Local will return to the table. The next item of business, item number 2, is consideration to approve to accept a grant award from the Georgia Trauma Commission. Ms. Wine?
Good afternoon, Wanda McDuffie, EMS Director. For about the last 10 years, the Georgia Trauma Commission has awarded the grants to any licensed ambulance that has applied for the funding. This year, they have $1,376,000 statewide to be dispersed around the state, so anybody that has a 911 ambulance can apply for this funding. We run currently 5 911 ambulances. Even though we have 9 ambulances in our fleet, we only use 5 on a day-to-day basis that run 911 calls. So our portion of our fund would be $5,371.91. This is strictly only a reimbursement grant. We have to spend the funds up front, and then they reimburse us. They provide us with a list of 10 or 12 different items that we could purchase with that money, and that's what I had requested to do.
How much was that amount then?
We will receive $5,371.91. That's up from last year. Last year, I think it was like $3,900 and some change. So this year, it's a little bit greater.
We get to the alternative one is to approve the request for funds of $5,371.91.
Yes, sir.
Alternative one, from any questions, discussion? Motion to approve alternative one.
Make a motion to approve alternate number 1.
Motion by Mr. Loper, second by Mr. Deloach. Approve alternative number 1. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed no. Any carries?
Thank you kindly.
Appreciate you. Number 3, under new business consideration to approve to award a contract and issue the notice to proceed to HEA